I am Rajesh Tangella, Assistant Professor, Department of EEE, Vignan Smirla Institute of Technology and Science for Women. In this lecture, I am going to explain about performance of transmission lines, which is Unit 2 of Power Systems 2. So, if you see the classification of transmission lines, generally we are having three types of transmission lines. One is short transmission line, second one is medium transmission line, and third one is long transmission line. These three are classified according to the voltage levels that they carried and based on the length of the transmission lines. If you see the voltage levels, generally 11 kV and 33 kV comes under short transmission lines, and 66 kV, 132 kV comes under medium transmission lines, and above 132 kV they can be considered as long transmission lines. If you see the length, 50 miles or 80 kilometers can be considered as short transmission lines. 50 to 100 miles, or in terms of kilometers, it is of 60 to 80 to 160. They can be considered as medium transmission lines, and above 100 miles or above 160 kilometers they can be considered as long transmission lines. In case of short transmission lines, we will not take the effect of capacitance into consideration, whereas in case of medium and long transmission lines, we will be taking the effect of capacitance into consideration. So that is the only difference between short and the other two, that is, those are medium and long transmission lines. If you see the performance parameters, generally there are two types of performance parameters we need to analyze for these transmission lines. One is voltage regulation, second one is transmission efficiency. The receiving end voltage is generally VR, which is taken as VR. VR means receiving end voltage of the line is generally less than the sending end voltage. Why? Because when the line is carrying some current, obviously because of some current and because of some resistance of that conductor, it will be having some drop. So because of this drop, generally the receiving end voltage will be less than the sending end voltage, so which leads to voltage regulation. That means mathematically the voltage regulation can be defined as the ratio of drop across the line, that is Vs minus Vr, sending end voltage minus receiving end voltage by receiving end voltage into 100. So this is defined as voltage regulation. And second performance parameter, that is transmission efficiency. So transmission efficiency means which is the ratio of output power, that means receiving end power by input power, that is sending end power of the transmission line. So generally say because of line having some resistance, I square or losses will be occurring in the line. Because of this, there will be some drop in the power drop in the transmission line. Because of this, the receiving end power may not be equals to sending end power, so which leads to reduction in the power transmission of the transmission line. So generally this transmission efficiency should be as high as possible, so that the receiving end power will be equals to sending end power, and voltage regulation should be as low as possible, so that the receiving end voltage will be equals to the sending end voltage. So now let us see the performance of short transmission lines. So see the diagram, it contains equivalent circuit for short transmission line, where we have taken the resistance and inductance into consideration. Because as the length of the short transmission line is of low, the charging current will be low, so that the effect of capacitance is being neglected in case of short transmission line. See the equivalent circuit. So here Vs is the sending end voltage, R is the total resistance, and XL is the total reactance, and Vr is the receiving end voltage. So I is the current flowing through the transmission line, and cos phi r is the receiving end power factor, and cos phi s is the sending end power factor. So these are the parameters which are mentioned for that equivalent circuit of short transmission line. So let us see the analysis for short transmission line. If you draw the phasor diagram, first initially see the phasor diagram. I am taking that receiving end voltage, that is current flowing through the short transmission line, as reference. So see there, I is taken as reference. As I am taking the lagging load, the voltage across load will be leading with respect to current, or current flowing through the line or load which is lagging with respect to voltage. So I lags with respect to Vr, or Vr leads with respect to I. See there, Vr is leading with respect to I by phi r. See the phasor diagram. Now, so in further, if you apply KVL for the previous equivalent circuit, see the circuit, if you apply KVL for the loop, that sending end voltage Vs will be equals to Vr plus I into R plus I into J I into XL. So by adding this I into R plus J into IXL to the Vr, you will be getting that sending end voltage Vs. So in order to draw the phasor diagram, we need to connect that equation to get the sending end voltage. So from the tip of VR, see the phasor diagram, from the tip of VR, I am adding that I into R. I into R is the resistive drop, so generally which will be in phase with the respective current, that is I. So I into R is in phase with the respective current I, and from the tip of this IR, again I need to add I into XL. I into XL means reactive drop, which will be leading with respect to respective current, that is I by 90, that is why IXL moves upwards. And now this VR plus I into R plus J I into XL together gives your sending end voltage Vs. In this way we can draw the phasor diagram for the short transmission lines. If you take up the power factor angles, see the power factor angle between Vs and Is is Φs, and power factor angle between VR and I is, here Is means IR means same current is flowing through the transmission line from sending end to receiving end. So Is, IR nothing but I. So Vs and I is Φs, VR and I is Φr. This is how we can draw the phasor diagram for short transmission line. Let us derive the expressions for voltage regulation and transmission efficiency for the short transmission line from this phasor diagram and the equivalent circuit. If you apply from the right angle triangle of ODC, see the phasor diagram, OC square equals to OD square plus DC square. So from that we know that OC means the total sending end voltage Vs square equals to OD can be written as sum of OE plus ED. Here OE is nothing but horizontal component of that VR. So VR cos phi r plus ED means IR. So ED means nothing but AB. So IR whole square plus dB means which is the vertical component of that VR. So VR sin phi r plus BC means nothing but IXL. So now totally we can write that sending end voltage as Vs equals to square root of VR cos phi r plus IR whole square plus VR sin phi r plus IXL whole square. Of course, you can easily write the sending end voltage in the single equation as Vs equals to, from the equivalent circuit, Vs equals to simply VR plus drop across resistance, that is I into Z. In that way also we can write the sending end voltage. From this equation you can get the magnitude of the sending end voltage. Now after getting sending end voltage, your voltage regulation will be drop across resistance, that is Vs minus VR by VR into 100. And sending end power factor, that is cos phi s, will be, see the phasor diagram, it is of ratio of OD by OC. So OD is the sum of VR cos phi r plus IR by OC means Vs. In this way we can get the sending end power factor from the phasor diagram. Of course we can also get the sending end power factor, which is the simply phase angle difference between Vs and Is. After finding Vs and Is, then by simply taking this cosine of phase angle between Vs and Is, you can get the sending end power factor. In that way also we can find the sending end power factor. And power delivered to the load is VR IR cos phi r. Here we have taken the single phase circuit analysis, that is why VR IR cos phi r, per phase voltage per phase current into cos phi r. If you take up the total 3 phase, then it will be 3 VR IR cos phi r. And the line losses are I square into R, and power sent out equals to VR receiving end power plus losses occurring in the transmission line, VR IR cos phi r plus I square into R. So now totally transmission efficiency after obtaining the sending end power, which is equals to power delivered by power sent out, that means receiving end power by sending end power, into 100. So receiving end power is VR IR cos phi r by sending end power is VR IR cos phi r plus losses means I square into R into 100. In this way you can find the voltage regulation and transmission efficiency, which are the performance parameters for short transmission lines. And let us see an example based on this. A single phase overhead transmission line delivers 1100 kilowatts at 33 kV at 0.8 power factor lagging. The total resistance and inductance of the line are 10 ohms and 15 ohms respectively. Determine the sending end voltage, sending end power factor and transmission efficiency. So you are asked to find Vs, cos phi s and transmission efficiency. So let us go to the solution. So given that cos pi power factor equals to 0.8 lagging and total impedance is given as 10 plus J15, and receiving end voltage is given as 33 kV, 33,000 volts, and from this we can find the receiving end current, that is current through transmission line, as I equals to P by VR cos phi r. As we know that PR equals to VR IR cos phi r, from this I equals to P by VR cos phi r. P is given as 1100 kilowatts. So 1100 into 10 cube by VR is given as 33,000 into 0.8, which gives 41.67 amperes. and we given that cos phi r equals to 0.8, from that we can find the sin phi r, which is 0.6. And from this, here I am taking VR as a reference, so then VR will be VR plus J0 in rectangular form. In polar form, it will be 33,000 at an angle 0. We can write in a rectangular or we can write in polar, and I will be I into cos phi r minus J sin phi r if you write in rectangular form. So I into 41.67 into cos phi r 0.8 minus J 0.6, which will be 33.33 minus J 25. If you write in polar form, then it will be 41.67 at an angle. Here load is of lagging load, so current should be lagging at an angle that minus cos inverse of 0.8. So we can write in polar form or we can write in rectangular form. Now sending end voltage Vs equals to, from the equivalent circuit, Vs equals to receiving end voltage plus drop. So Vr plus I into Z, Vr is 33,000 plus I is 41.67 into that 33.33 minus J25 into Z means 10 plus J50. From this we can get the sending end voltage Vs as 33,708.3 plus J250. So now if you want to take up the magnitude, Vs equals to square root of real value square plus imaginary value square, which will be 33,709 volts. Or if you convert this rectangular form into polar form, you will be getting that magnitude for sending end voltage. Now if you want to find the sending end power factor, here see the angle between Vs and Vr, let us I am taking it as some alpha. So from the phasor diagram, which can be obtained by taking tan inverse of 250 by 33,708, where 250, see here, the 250 is the imaginary component of that Vs. So by taking tan inverse of that imaginary component of Vs and that real component of Vs, I can get the alpha. After getting alpha, your sending end power factor will be sum of receiving end power factor angle phi r plus that alpha, which is the angle obtained by taking tan inverse of imaginary component of Vs by real component of Vs. So then your sending end power factor angle is phi s equals to 36.87, which is the power factor angle of the receiving end, plus 0.42 degrees. So which is 37.29 degrees. Of course, you can also get the sending end power factor angle just by taking the phase angle difference between Vs and Is also. In that way also we can find the sending end power factor angle. There are many methods. Now after getting phi s, by taking cos phi s, we can get the sending end power factor, which is 0.7956 lagging. Now if we want to find the transmission efficiency, we need to find the losses in the line, so which are equals to I square into R. So here I is 41.67 square into R is 10 ohms. So generally losses are occurring only because of dissipative element resistance, that is by I square into R, so which will be 17.364 kilowatts. So after this, your transmission efficiency will be receiving end power, that is 1100 kilowatts by sending end power, which sending end power is nothing but the receiving end power plus losses, that is 1100 kilowatts plus losses are 17.364 kilowatts. So by taking this, transmission efficiency is 98.44%. So next, of course here already told you that there are many methods to find the sending end power factor. See here we are having one more method also. We can find the Vs by using this formula also, which is Vr from the phasor diagram, Vr plus Ir cos phi r plus Ixl sin phi r. It is approximated equation. So by putting all the values of Vr, Ir, cos phi r and sin phi r, Xl, all these things, we can get that sending end voltage as, see there, 33,708.39 volts. Now that's sending end power factor is Vr cos phi r plus Ir by Vs. So Vr is 33,000 kilovolts into cos phi r 0.8 plus I means 41.67 into R means 10 by Vs is 33,708.39. By this is the formula. Previously we have written it from phasor diagram. By using this formula also we can find the sending end power factor angle. So there are totally three methods to find the sending end power factor angle. By finding alpha, by adding that phi r plus alpha, we can get the phi s, or by simply taking the phase angle difference between Vs and Is, we can get the sending end power factor angle, or simply by using this formula also we can get the sending end power factor. So let us see one more example for short transmission lines. An overhead three-phase transmission line delivers 5000 kilowatts at 2 kV at 0.8 power factor lagging. the resistance and reactance of the conductor are 4 ohms and 6 ohms respectively. So that determine sending end voltage, percentage regulation and transmission efficiency. So let us go to the solution. So how to find out means, I can give you a brief so that based on the previous example you can solve this. Given that load power factor is cos phi r equals to 0.8 lagging, receiving end voltage per phase, see here, it is of 3-phase system, so it is given that line voltage is given as 22,000 volts. Now from that, as we are doing the per phase analysis, we need to take out the phase voltage, which is VL by root 3. So 22,000 by root 3 gives 12,700 volts. And now impedance is given as 4 plus J6. Now current can be obtained by P by VR cos phi r. So P means 5000 into 10 cube by, we know that receiving end power equals to 3 VR IR cos phi r. From that I equals to P by 3 VR cos phi r. 3 into VR means 12,700 into cos phi r is 0.8. From this current equals to 164 amperes. So as it is of 3-phase system, don't forget to take the phase voltage and don't forget to write the power as 3 VR IR cos phi r. And now as given that cos phi r equals to 0.8, from that sin phi r can be obtained as 0.6. Now VR is taken as reference again. We can take the VR as reference or I as reference. Now VR is taken as reference, which will be 12,700 volts. Then I will be see here, I will be I into cos phi r minus j sin phi r, 164 into 0.8 minus j 0.6, which will be 131.2 minus j 98.4. Of course, you can write this in polar form also. You can write in either of the form. Then sending end per phase voltage Vs equals to VR plus I into Z. So VR is 12,700 plus I means 131.2 minus J 98.4 into Z means 4 plus J6. So by doing the simplification, we can get that sending end voltage as 13,815.2 plus J 393.6. So by using this equation, we can find the sending end voltage, and by using phasor diagram analysis also, we are having 1 or 2 formulas to find the sending end voltage. We can use either of the formula. Now, from this magnitude can be obtained as taking of square root of real value square plus imaginary value square, which will be 13,820.8 volts. So then if you want to find out the line value, which will be root 3 into phase voltage, so which is 23.938 kilowatts. Now percentage voltage regulation will be Vs minus VR by VR into 100. So Vs is obtained as 13,820.8 and VR is given as 12,700 by 12,700 into 100. So from this we are getting the voltage regulation as 8.825%. So it should be as low as possible. And line losses are, here it is of 3-phase system, so don't forget to take out the losses of all the phases. So 3 into I square into R, whereas in case of single phase it will be I square into R. So 3 into I 164 square into R means 4, so which will be 322.752 kilowatts. And from this transmission efficiency will be receiving end power by, that is 5,000 by receiving end power 5,000 plus losses, so which will give 93.94%. Of course, you can see another example also based on the short transmission lines. Given that impedance is 6 plus 8 ohms, total impedance per phase, receiving end voltage is given as 120 kV, and receiving end voltage, sending and receiving end, both voltages are given. Sending end voltage is 120 kV, receiving end voltage is 110 kV. Receiving end power factor is 0.9 lagging. You are asked to find the power output and sending end power factor. So we are finding the phase voltage for sending end and receiving end. VR equals to VL by root 3, which will give 63,508 volts, and Vs equals to VL by root 3, which gives 69,282 volts. So phase voltages are calculated. We are having the sending end voltage equation as Vs equals to VR plus IR cos phi r plus IXL sin phi r. So by putting the values of Vs, VR, I, see here we need to find the I. We don't have any. Data is not given for I. So we need to find, and R is given, cos phi r is given, sin phi r is there, XL is there. So putting all those values in this equation, we can get the value of I, which is obtained as 650.2 amperes. Now power output is 3 VRIR cos pi r by 1000 kilowatts. Here I am mentioning in kilowatts, that's why I taken 1000 in denominator. If it is not taken, it will be obtained in watts, which is obtained as 111.490 kilowatts. Now sending in power factor cos pi r, we are having formula as VR cos pi r plus IR by Vs. So VR is 63,508 plus into cos pi r 0.8 plus I means 650.2 into 6 by Vs means 69,282. From this, sending end power factor is 0.88 lagging. And students can be asked a few questions, that is, define voltage regulation. So just now we have seen that performance parameters of short transmission lines. So these are the two main performance parameters for these transmission lines, which are of short transmission lines. Define voltage regulation, define transmission efficiency.